I think we rushed your introduction. I'm sorry. He was like, hello, introduce you, and we just walked up. Sorry about that. How's everybody?
Not bad.
Oh, no. How's everybody?
Woo!
By the end, you're going to love us, I swear.
Yes, that was...
I've seen one or two things you've done. So you want to introduce?
I'm okay, thank you. I think our friend down here would like to ask.
$1.
Taller.
It's
That's
not my-
fantastic.
This is
Do you want to
Yeah,
introduce?
sure. Okay, so I'm Colleen Clickenbeard. I'm a voice actress, director, live producer, writer for Funimation Entertainment. You probably know me as Riza Hawkeye or Rose Thomas in Full Metal Alchemist, and I directed half the series with Mike. And I also play Gohan in the new DBZ Kai. I play Monkey D. Luffy in One Piece. You know, Yuko in Holic, and a bunch of other things. So that's me.
Yay, Colleen.
I'm Mike McFarland. I'm also a voice actor, line producer, director, and writer, like Colleen is. Most of my work is with Funimation. I've done a few other things, though, as well. Voice acting, some that you may have heard of, Master Roshi from Dragon Ball Z, Havoc from Full Metal Alchemist, also directed that with Colleen, Buggy from One Piece, Tybalt from Romeo x Juliet, Ronka from Oran High School Host Club, yay, crossword. Estonia from Italia, and lots of other things. I think the newest thing that we worked on together is the Dragon Age movie, where I directed it and she was the lead as Cassandra. Did you guys?
I'm Richard, and I'm an actor and a voice guy. And I do voice and I do on-camera stuff. And I'm a director, stage director, and I do podcasts and vlogs and
There's like video.
stuff. Yeah, it's like a video blog. It's really good. And other stuff.
Star Wars memorabilia.
Yeah, I do a lot of collecting. And I have a pretty impressive collection of underoos. Starting from the Lone Ranger all the way through Superman. The first edition. You may know me from, Inuyasha as Ranma from Ranma, male Ranma. What? Are you sure? Kai from Gundam, and Shani from Gundam, and Tall from Gundam, and Hallelujah from Gundam, and
Lots of Gundam.
no, a lot of Gundam, and other stuff that I currently forget. I'm Snails on My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. Since we're in Canada, I'm also Ian from Being Ian. And I just did an Alberta government radio spot the other day that you're going to hear if you ever drive through Alberta. That's it. Yeah, thank you though. But, yeah. Do you have any questions, or should we just go home?
How many sugar and creamer in there?
Yeah, this is a triple. Whoa!
You're not.
Whoa! Holy crap!
Back up here.
It's the most un-Canadian thing I've heard all day. I just have them just crush a maple glaze right in there.
A quad.
Yeah.
It's a quintuple. I have diabetes. I'm on really good terms with Wilford Brimley. Or a walrus. One of the two, I ain't sure.
They both look the same.
Any questions?
Yeah, if you guys will cue, we will A.
Yeah, I have a question for Richard Cox. I know you've done work in RV with Robin Williams.
True.
Even though your work wasn't, even though you weren't a protagonist at all, I gotta say, when I saw the movie, I was like, holy crap, that's That's Inuyasha.
Thank you.
Working with
I do that every morning in a mirror. Sorry?
About working with Mr. Williams.
Yes.
Is it an awesome experience to work with Mr. Williams?
It was totally an awesome experience to work with Mr. Williams, or as I call him, Mr. Williams. It's funny because I'm kind of a goofy person and I kind of like to go off on tangents, as you may or may not believe. Yeah, I know. But I definitely found myself kind of not around him because I was like, well, he's kind of a guy. He kind of does it, yeah. So maybe I shouldn't, and so I didn't. But a little bit. But he's a super, super, super nice guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a kind of request for him to do some Inuyasha dialogue.
Sure.
Can you quote Donkey from Shrek in your Inuyasha voice?
Can I quote Donkey from Shrek? Sure, I'm going to go with Shrek 2. This is on the way to the castle place. Far, far away. That would be the one. The castle place, right? I got to get into my Inuyasha voice. Hang on. Okay, that's pretty much my Inuyasha voice. Are we there yet? 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 Are we there yet?
I'm so glad you were asked that question. I have no idea what a quote is.
I have young children. They watch that all the time. Sir, yes, sir.
This one's kind of for all three of you.
Excellent.
You're all obviously very accomplished and very strong voice actors.
And good looking.
Is there any role in particular for each of you that really sticks out as one you especially enjoyed? Or was it especially memorable for you?
Absolutely, yeah. They're always going to be, I mean, to some degree, all of them are your babies, and you don't want to say you love one more than the other, but
you do.
you do. I played a monkey D. Luffy in One Piece, and that is by far the most fun role that I have. Maybe by virtue of being completely opposite from myself. I am not, in fact, as you may or may not know, a teenage boy pirate made of rubber. So getting to play one is awesome, and it's something that I would never get to do in a live action in any way. So I love that. I love how stupid he is. So any dialogue I get. And plus, I've been playing him for so long that I no longer worry about the voice. It's no more of trying, am I in voice, am I out of voice?
Yes.
There's no more worry about that. So it's really very free now, and anything I say, I feel like I know him well enough to know how he'd respond. So it's fun. And Mike directs that, and that's fun too. Not a lot of work in that, but fun.
Yes. Fun is more important than work.
Absolutely.
For me, Master Roshi is a lot of fun. He's a cur and old, and his voice is ridiculous. Boobies! I mean, that's the game. So that's fun. As far as one that just like emotionally attached to or whatever, or just find different kind of fun with, Tybalt from Romeo x Juliet was a lot of fun. I'm not always cast as like rugged, handsome, dark dude. I'm usually cast as goofy, ridiculous person. So that was a nice change. And then, speaking of goofy and ridiculous, all of the trannies I've played are awesome. Bitsu from Fruits Basket and Ronka from Oran High School Host Club.
Yes.
Because Mac girls are fantastic.
That's actually true.
Yes.
I don't know. As Colleen said, they're like your kids. You love them all equally, except for the dumb ones. I can't stand the dumb kids. I love that everyone kind of, oh God, that's awful. Awful.
It's a dark place.
It's true. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously Inuyasha is cool because it's such a kind of a big property, and it's like a lot of fun to play that. And you guys do a bunch of furry years around here, so that's it's cool to turn up at conventions and see that. So there's definitely Inuyasha. There's one that not a lot of people saw, Galaxy Angels, Normad, where I was basically like a talking, exploding furry toaster, which was awesome because there was no flappage, so I had nothing to match. It was great. Just pure technical. And then like stupid characters, like not anime necessarily, but like My Little Pony, like getting to do snails because he's just so daft. And anything like that, any kind of voice like that, any voice where the note is you got to bring it back a little. He sounds a little drunk. It's awesome. So yeah, those are good.
Oh, and yeah, actually that reminded me, not anime, Borderlands, the video game, I played Patricia Tanis, and she is crazy, and I love crazy. Anybody who's in love with an inanimate object has to be this.
Thank you.
Yes.
You?
So me and my younger sister both grew up watching Inuyasha, and it's like the first thing we ever liked.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like more than milk and stuff? Awesome!
and what we do now when we look back on like the shows that we watch,
Mhm.
and then we look back on it as both being teenagers, we count how many times per episode Inuyasha and Gomez say each other's names.
Yes.
Have you ever noticed how that pops up in scripts a lot? How many
Yes.
times do you count yourself saying Gomez?
I think it's just a default. I think like when they can't think of anything else to write, they just like hit F4 and then it pops out. Like Adult Swim in the States, they did a whole like an ad campaign based on literally us just saying each other's names.
Yes.
It was hysterical. Like they stitched together, Kagome! Kagome! 15 seconds of
10:30 p.m.
Awesome. Between that and Hammer Pants, like you got a show. For any aspiring writers out there.
I think that's pretty intrinsic to the anime market in general.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, any anime, you have a lot of names being said.
What do you
And
mean- what do you mean,
They
Colleen?
may be written out or they may not like, but they are there.
That's interesting, Colleen.
Oh, Mike, stop. All right.
I will, Colleen.
Mike.
This one is for you and Mike. Sorry, Richard.
No, that's fine. You're being polite. I get it. This is a Canadian
Give
woman.
us your pity
He's
question.
been asked 3 questions. I'm going to make one up for them.
I'm just wondering if it was harder or, you found yourselves at a time of getting back into character from Full Metal Alchemist to Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Right.
Because I noticed a slight variation on Riza's voice in the transition, and it changed over
Good
the
catch.
episodes. So I was just wondering if, you yourself were experimenting differently with this new series, or if you were just, getting back into it.
Yeah, that's a good catch, and it's absolutely true. When we did the original series, the intention was not to have me play Rose. That was something that kind of happened because we ran out of time to find somebody, and so it happened. And we didn't think that she was going to come back, and she did.
But she did.
But she did. So their voices were not as divergent as I would have liked. That they kind of sounded a little too similar in my mind, at least. Mike reassures me constantly that that's not the case, but I felt like they were. And by the time we got to Full Metal Brotherhood, Luffy in One Piece had ruined my voice so much that I now had access to a much deeper range. So Riza sank a little bit and Rose lifted a little bit to keep them more separate, and because I just had a lot more range now available. So now I think that they are separate a little bit more. I don't know if in general everybody likes that better or not.
They are indeed further separate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Riza's a deeper voice than Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Havoc is more or less my speaking voice. It's my impression of a guy named Damian Clark, who does voice work as well, more or less. So it didn't change that much. It was fun to get everyone back into voice from going from the old series to Brotherhood. And then a couple of cast changes here and there and getting them to fit into the rest of the cast.
Due to puberty.
Due to puberty.
Al does not sound like Al anymore.
Brother.
Thanks, guys.
Sure.
Thank you.
On the end here.
This is for all 3 of you?
Oh, further in.
Okay, yeah. That's it.
Thanks first.
No. Yeah, good. What happened to your eye? You okay?
No, I'm cosplaying. Kenny, so far.
Someone stuck you with a cosplay? What the hell? What's a cosplay? Does anyone? You better get that cleaned. Okay, go ahead. Yes.
Mike, could you possibly do Ronka's voice from Oron, like a few lines, please?
Let's see, I will try. I did that years ago. Keep your hands off my Haruhi! If I made you dress.
Do you want to go who thought?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
This is for all 3 of you. If you could work with any voice actor who has ever lived besides Mel Blanc, who would you pick?
That's funny
Mike McFarland and Colleen Clickenbeard.
You know, something on your nose. I don't know. I don't look at it from that way. Like, I don't look at it from who, voice-wise, would I like to work with, and put any one person above somebody else. There's a lot of different people that I like for a lot of different reasons. So, you know, it would be fun to work with the full cast of Simpsons. It'd be fun to work with the full cast of Family Guy. It'd be fun to work with, if they brought Space Ghost back and did that again. Like there's a whole bunch of things that I think would be fantastic to work with, not necessarily for the specific people, but because I like that ensemble of people. And Richard.
Thank you.
I would like to see, I don't know if this sounds, I don't know whether I was directing it or not, I would like to see Kate Blanchett take on a voice acting role in something animated. She's got such a fantastic voice, and she uses it so well from film to film. She's one of the only film actresses that I feel like really explores voice as well as changing her look. Yeah, so, and so I'd like to see her do something. And I would direct it if I had to.
Someone wait.
All right.
Yes, you at the back.
May I ask this kind of stupid question?
Sure,
Please,
we'll
please.
give you a stupid answer.
Pistachio pudding is my favorite.
7.
All of you guys, what would you rather have, a cake and a pie or a pie and a cake?
That's not stupid. That is the best question I've ever been asked.
A cake in a pie, or a pie in a cake.
Or a cake.
I think a pie is naturally a container.
Yes.
So
yes.
pie and a
So I'm
cake.
gonna go, no, cake
Cake and a pie, I think.
Really?
Pie is naturally a container. It
I have to agree.
I
You
would
need
go
the
the-
crispness of the crust, and which you would lose. Yeah, you'd lose that if it was on the
Some sort
inside.
of fruit cake inside of a pie.
I'd go the other way. I'd go with the cake on the outside with a pie on the inside.
So it's
That's
moist
insanity.
on the outside and crispy on the inside?
So that there is icing, and then cake, and then crust, and then filling.
I would
What
like
if,
to-
okay, what if I
You're gonna
told
sell
you
more.
you
You
could
guys-
have icing inside the pie?
What?
What if I told you you could have icing inside the pie?
It wouldn't be pie.
Well, I mean, it could be. I mean, meringue is kind of like icing.
Kinda.
Kinda. Way to go. We gotta.
Way to ask us a question we've never been asked.
All right, next.
Fish inside a steak or steak inside a fish? Oh my god.
A turducken or a duck turkin? I want to see it backwards. I want to see the duck that we're stuffing everything in. The chicken that we're stuffing everything in. Oh my God! Okay,
This is the best chuck ever.
you and the Duke.
What would be your favorite bad guy and from like what anime?
Favorite bad guy.
This will mess with a bunch of you. Naraku was just outside talking to me before we came in here. Like the guy who does Naraku, yeah. He's not here currently. He's off.
He bailed.
He took off, yeah. Yeah, but yeah, he was outside talking to me. Did you just flip me off? Unbelievable.
She's so
May
mad
I
she did
please
it with
have your passport and citizenship immediately?
she's so mad she did it with 4 fingers at once.
We do not flip people.
One is not enough.
You're a jerk.
8, you get 8.
We don't flip people off here. We pull their sweater over their heads and beat the crap out of their face. That's how we play. Yeah. Yeah, well, Naraku, just because Paul was right there.
I don't know, there's a lot of awesome ones.
Yeah.
Joker from Batman's pretty awesome.
Is that an anime?
No. It's animated.
Paul Pot was a bastard.
Specifically for anime.
Oh, the Spirited Away. Yeah. So original.
Yeah.
Which villain?
Sweet.
Yeah.
Gary.
The one that's metaphoric.
That. All right, we've had a bunch of questions from here. You guys are really humping the dog a little. Can we get a question from over here? Yes, you.
For this call, maybe, what was one of your most memorable moments in voicing your characters? Like one of the
memorable. You can't think of
Memorable.
I've had more
Wish I
memorable
could
moments.
remember these.
Yeah, I've had more memorable moments directing people than I have like my own sessions. It was memorable to watch, or so it's fun to listen to Aaron Dismuke fall over
Yes.
in the middle of a session.
Yes.
It was cool to hear Eric Vale scream and pass out because he screamed too long.
It was memorable to watch Vic put a powdered donut in his cheek to create a puffy sounding, I just had a fight face. And then it became absolute disgusting donut mush
Yes.
that he had to spit out over and over again, but we had already created the convention, so we had to keep stuffing
Yeah.
his cheek with the donut.
Yeah, you
And
seen it?
I kid you not, I almost vomited.
You seen that pink goo that they make chicken McNuggets out of?
Ugh.
It was like that except donut. Donut trail.
Oh, God.
I don't remember any memorable moments. It's like Inception comedy, nothing. Later, you're gonna be driving home. Holy crap! The dreidel fell over. I don't know. Well, other people's moments are far more memorable. Like the time
Yeah.
Scott farted.
Because you get to see them.
Yes, they're far more funny.
Yeah. Yeah. To other people, which is always better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone else looks stupid.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I'm awesome all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I know,
Oh.
the other week,
Oh.
Mike, we were recording, it's memorable because it happened last week. Mike, we were recording One Piece, and they were going through the jungle, and they were almost out of the jungle, and the line was supposed to be, hey guys, I think we're almost out of the jungle, I can see the light up ahead. And instead, Mike had me say, you know where you are? You're in the jungle, baby!
Which won't be on the disc, but it will be for my future pleasure.
None of the young people.
You also did the. You also did the. Back up here.
That's awesome. Right after that basketball team runs out.
And a meteor team.
All right.
So,
Someone had their hand up and then
Yeah,
immediately
right.
regressed. Go ahead.
And they offered me money.
When I found out that it would count toward my community service. That's good. That's cool too.
I auditioned around for a lot of different things, and I love any work that anyone thinks that I'm awesome to do. And I got my first voice acting thing back in the 1990s sometime, and it's been awesome to do it ever since.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly about going out and auditioning and that sort of thing. Like, I mean, I think we all grow up loving cartoons and doing funny voices and sort of being funny around your friends. And when you realize that maybe you can translate that into a gig with a lot of, like, you know, working really hard and really developing it, it'd be the same thing. You know, like going out a few times to audition for these cartoons and suddenly you book one and then it's, holy God. Like, I think the first thing I did was a prelay show called Bots Master. It was originally called ZZ Bots, and it was Bots Master. So I did a couple voices on that years ago, also in the 1990s. That's fine. That's cool. Then you were born. That's all right. That's fine.
No, man, I was born in the 90s.
Yeah. I'm a 90s kid. Remember that? When I was 2. I got a whole Tumblr about it. I'm gonna post links to it on Reddit.
I was born in 91, so I'm old enough to drink now.
Oh, you're in Canada. They were old enough to drink 2 years ago.
Oh wow, you guys are lucky.
Yeah. It's actually a brand of beer locally. Lucky. Anyone know Lucky? Yeah, it's an island beer. Yeah. Because you're lucky if you remember the night before. And don't get mercury poisoning. No, I'm just joking. It's fine. Just joking.
Oh yeah, okay. Right. When I decided I wanted to be a voice actor, it was sometime after I had been a voice actor for a little while. I think when I first started.
That's awesome. That's like getting to the gym at 6 in the morning and then being on the treadmill. Where the hell am I? You woke up halfway through your mile. What the? Oh, cool. Okay. Glad I'm doing this.
That was me? I should keep doing this. Yeah, no, it didn't happen like that. But I my best friend was a voice actress, and she got me into it. And so when I first got into it, I was actually attempting to be other kinds of actress. I wanted to be on film. I wanted to be on stage. I was thinking about moving to New York to try the Broadway thing. And after a while of doing Funimation and nothing but Funimation, I slowly started to realize that I hate other kinds of acting. And I love what I do. I love what I do. I can go to work in pajamas, you guys. And
she does.
It's totally fine. So I love that I don't have to get dressed up. I love that I can be a teenage boy. That's never going to happen on stage. I mean, it would be a really dreadful miscasting. I gradually realized that I don't want to do anything but this. So that was a great day. When I realized I was already in my dream job.
You were at home all along.
There's no place like Funimation.
I think I saw some hands up on this side. Yes, you whose hand is being foisted up by your friend who's videotaping us on some sort of a device.
A recording device.
Some sort of a recording kind of. This is going to wind up on YouTube.
On the tube.
OMG, 21 hits. What the hell? Whatever.
What was it like voice acting in Fullmetal?
It was fantastic. Up through that point, at least for me, as we had done a lot of fighting shows at Funimation. Outside of that, we'd only done Fruits Basket, which is an awesome show, and Case Closed, which is a lot of people getting murdered. The murdering murderer of Murder Town. So this was our first chance to do something like maybe a little bit more melodramatic, maybe a little bit more gritty. That's not just punching people in the face and getting stronger. So that was a huge fun change of pace for me. And then to work on it with Colleen was also fantastic because that was the first time that I got to cast a show from the beginning, whatever, with a co-director. Lots of other things that I'd worked on have been worked on by several people before me, and like here, continue working on this, and et cetera, and whatever else. And so that was fantastic too.
I think I was so concentrated on the whole directing aspect of it, of what we were doing. Fullmetal Alchemist was the second show that I ever directed. So it came along really quickly. And it was, I think, the third show I ever acted in. It was just very, very sudden for it to be something that lasts this long, something that I remember as fondly as I do. But I think I was so concentrated on the directing of it that I forgot to enjoy the acting of it. So it was really nice to go back in Fullmetal Brotherhood and get to just act. I'm not directing, I'm not producing. It was fantastic. I didn't write anything. I didn't even know what the story is about. It was very freeing. And
Well, she found out as she went.
yeah,
you're supposed to.
he would tell me what was going to happen, or not tell me what was going to happen. I would experience it, and it was. I think that I enjoy the acting better in that vein. But I loved Fullmetal Alchemist, the first series, so much, just because I was so invested in it. I was doing so many aspects of it. I was really, really invested, and so it still has a huge place in my heart, but I think probably I enjoy the acting better in the second.
Try not to shoot me. Yes.
Okay. Yes.
For Italia, for Estonia, did you do any research about the country itself, its history?
I didn't research the country itself or its history. What I did was, well, here's the thing.
I went for Estonian food.
Yeah, with Estonia and with a few other ones, a little bit of historical knowledge that you need is written into it anyway. So what the research that I did was, we found a site, and I wish that I could remember the name of it now because we found this site a few years ago, of various people reading the same paragraph from around the world. So it's like, here is someone, an English speaker with an Estonian accent reading this paragraph. Here is a French speaker doing the same paragraph in Russian with a French accent. Like, if anything needs to be covered, this person doing this accent from wherever they were from before, and here it is. So I listened to that a few times to get the accent down, and I also just in my head also went, okay, well, here's Germany and here's Russia, and there I am. There we go. So About the
About
tumbler?
Tumblr.
What's this thing you call the tumbler? I'm not familiar with it. Russia will make me tumble.
Harriet Potter, yes, please.
Okay, I have two questions. What do you guys think about Dragon Age movie and Inuyasha final act in English?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, all I know is that stuff happened and there's stuff, and then I'm waiting, and I don't know when, where, why, how, and I wish I did, but like not a day goes by on Twitter or Facebook that I don't get the question. So I honestly don't know, but all signs point to yes. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah.
Your little e-ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly correct. So yes, I just don't know when. Yeah, I know that there's another version out there that someone else did, and in English, but it's not us, frankly. But yeah, so but yes, yeah. I don't know.
What was the question about Dragon Age? It is already made. There is a movie called Dragon Age: Dawn of the Seeker. It is the
Animated movie.
It's an animated film. It's the first ever animated feature that Funimation has worked on where they made it. It's not a Japanese film that was dubbed into English. It was animated by Sony, which is Japanese. But the dialogue track was based off of what we did, and all the mouth movements are based off of our dialogue, which is completely backwards from anime.
So you're gonna get dubbed into Japanese?
They actually already did it. Yeah.
Yeah, that actually happened.
But it's neat to watch it because it's the complete reverse. Like you can totally see, if you play it in English, and all the mouth movements are pretty specific. Like it's about 95 to 99%.
They filmed our mouths to see how they moved, and then animated that, and
Yeah.
then it went over there, and we went, you do it now.
Now you do it.
Let's see how you dub.
But the storyline is it follows Cassandra Pendergast, who was introduced in the second game. It's her backstory of how she came into her own as a seeker. And in the States, it's out at the end of May. I'm not sure where it is here, but yeah, it's available at the end of May.
Very
You could
exciting.
probably order it and ship it and stuff. You keep picking.
You with the hair. Yes. He's like, do I have hair? I do. It could be me.
You with the
Like
hat.
Sean Schimmel.
You do look like Sean Schimmel.
As voice actors, do you ever just have moments where you can't take yourself seriously, where you'll be saying something and you just screw up and ruin everybody else in the room with you, like you'll all just break down and laugh?
Yeah.
Frequently?
Almost every day.
It's mostly always my fault.
It is almost
I
always
do a
his
lot
fault.
of fart noises in prelay shows. So, like, there are 3 people that shouldn't be in a prelay show together up here. Me. And then Matt Hill and Sam Vincent should never be in the same room together because it's just a lot of... Yeah. There's anytime anyone does any kind of exert or... The whole time being in all through the slates, so like when they're saying, this is line 4 and forward take, all that, and then they go off the slate and then it's us and the mics are open. All you're hearing... right up to the end of the thing, and then it goes. Yeah, so yeah, routinely, for me, yes, absolutely.
That reminds me, and if you haven't seen it, you would enjoy it if you love that sense of humor. There's a movie called Wet Hot American Summer. Are you familiar with this movie? Okay, it's called Wet Hot American Summer. It's a parody of early 80s camp movies.
Fantastic.
Like going to camp movies.
Meatballs,
Yeah, like meatballs and stuff like that. It's done by the cast of The State and a few other folks. But there is a regular commentary track, and then it says special track now with more farts. And all they did was 3 or 4 of the cast members watched the entire movie, and anytime anybody did anything, for the whole movie. Hour and a half of
I'm getting that.
Colleen would never watch that ever.
Oh my god. But I'm gonna go home and my fiance will already have downloaded it.
Yes.
Now
with more farts.
Yes, flappy arm girl.
This is for Colleen.
do. So I was really excited to get to be in the DBZ world because everybody talks about how hard it is, and you haven't really done anything until you've been in the DBZ world and you've almost passed out from all your yelling. And then I got Gohan and I got into DBZ, and it is so not as hard as One Piece. It is not the same thing, but Frieza's pretty easy actually.
My friend has a huge crush on Gohan. I can't wait to tell her that's a girl.
Well, now the male voice, which hopefully you can differentiate from mine, is actually Kyle. Kyle Avery. And when he grows up, it's Kyle. When he's young and whiny and little b-boy, that's me.
All right, we gotta wrap it up.
I'm sorry.
But we will be downstairs for
We're
the
going
next
downstairs.
2 hours, and we can answer quick questions at the table, but we're mostly there to sign, so we'll hope to see you guys there, okay? Thanks very much for coming.